What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and hopefully my voice shows up for the first 40 seconds of this video. That was really cool how that just didn't happen. I found out like very recently. I was like, okay, the first, beginning of that tier list video, I just couldn't hear me, and then suddenly it popped on. Would have been very heartbreaking if the entire video was silent. But anyways, going off, someone in the comment section, Khaled, said, hey, Monarch, Eldlich, what's up with that? Okay, he said he's testing it out, and I'm like, you know what? I am intrigued, so let's see what's up with that. And I did, and it's pretty good, I gotta say. It's let's take a look. I'll show you the different iterations of the deck. At first, I was like really focused on Eldlich. I was like, okay, Eldlich Splash Monarch, but I can tell you from at least personal experience that for me it's flipped the other way around, and that it's Monarch Splash Eldlich. So here we go. Domain lock with a interaction of Eldlich, which obviously searches at the end phase, all that stuff. So he quit out. He was like, "What the heck's going on here?" Here's ABC, very similar start, and that's kind of the feel for a lot of Monarch duels in general. So not mad. I got the. This is a very basic play, I would probably say. And also, another tip, make sure you have Monarch's Erupt in Domain at 3 at all times. It's super important. Because otherwise, your opponent will give you another like Pantheism or something like that, and it won't be good for you. Anyways, I still have the Domain lock, so against ABC, that's like a literal death sentence. But I tribute something using Eldlich. And he's like, oh wait, I can't special summon from the extra deck, so there's nothing I can do. Which you'll see a lot. Here's Burning Abyss, and I think they put up a pretty decent board, so let's take a look. I talked about Burning Abyss. I obviously said it was tier 2, so let's see what I can do against a tier 2 deck. Although this guy's deck is strange, so we'll see what he does. Rusty is not strange. It's a very common thing. If you're a BA player and you don't open with Rusty, then you should be arrested. Doesn't go for Fogblade, although Fogblade really doesn't do anything against this deck in reality, so he goes into this monster that I've just never heard of, number 93, Utopia Kaiser, and it seems like it just increases the attack. But the real problem here is Dragoon of Red Eyes. So I'm doing okay. I can send at least one card to the graveyard. He negates that, fires that off, and I'm going to be able to get over that Dragoon. He's drawing like extremely well in this duel, which is like, it just annoys me like to no end. Monarch Rook, unfortunately, is not online just yet. It has the Ash Blossom. Like, it's so annoying. I guess it technically doesn't matter, but he activates his effect, so all the damage I take is now halved, and it basically makes me survive. So everyone be careful about what effects you activate. In any case, I get to search off a Sanguine, got Conquistador for next turn. Dragonite Generator can go off. 1, 2. That's going to help me summon Erebus. And obviously, once you're done with like making the tokens, you don't need them anymore. You can just summon Eldlich back. So that's where some of the synergy comes in. Synergy really comes in when you have like the Prime Monarch on the field and you send it with Eldlich. So it's really cool. But now he's domain locked. And I just did that for fun, I guess. Finally get that Dragoon off. So hopefully he won't be able to come back on the field anymore. He has those tokens, but I got the double lock going. And at that point, it's just like, okay, I guess there's nothing I can do. So pretty decently formidable board I went through. Here's pure Kaijus from what I'm seeing here. Set 2 pass. I think he's just going to pass turn. It's a bad matchup for him. In a sense. Especially if my Eldlich can't be destroyed by card effects, but we'll see. Pretty straightforward. I used to have, okay, so yeah, this is a good point. I used to have Edia and Eidos in my deck. I do not anymore. I used to focus, okay, let me just focus on tribute summoning Eldlich and go from there. And that is part of the goal of the deck, of course. But it's not the main goal. It's really nice being able to put up to 3,500 attack. That like goes over like literally almost everything. Another Sanguine. That just gets one of my Golden Lords online. Our Golden Land Forever, which I think is a really good card. any case, his strategy is so straightforward, it's like almost painful to look at. But I keep drawing these Eidos, but luckily with this, you can search like 50 times. And there you go, you saw that interaction with the Prime Monarch. And once I'm there, I'm just taking complete control of the game. I have like Conquistador now, so once he summons this, tries to run over me this, it's like, okay, you really can't attack there. He summons that again, but it doesn't really matter necessarily. So he goes to do that. I just go ahead and negate it, since I can just put Eldlich back on the field anyways. He draws 2, doesn't matter. Knock those 2 out, and I go for game. Here's True Draco, so it's not a mirror match, but it's pretty close to one. I mean, he opens pretty darn well. I think he's gonna set 5 pass. Okay, well, he keeps those for some reason, but I have a really good opening. I got access to my Eldlich stuff. Now, I don't know what I'm playing yet, so I'm thinking this is like the ultimate opening, but Monarchs Erupt doesn't do much, and I saw that he doesn't have an extract, so I'm like, okay, he's either playing Monarchs or True Draco at this point, so Domain Locks don't do anything, Monarchs Erupt kind of don't do anything in a sense. So we're going to have to try to figure this out. I'm just going to have to try to bully him with my Eldlich cards, which is kind of what I do. Hakero is also just a really bad card in this matchup, but Sanguine can get me a search. He goes for a Dragonic Diagram. That's fine. It's not really doing anything. I don't know what he has back here, so I'm trying to prep myself for next turn if he activates it. Go ahead and get another search. I do search out Domain to reduce the level, and I was hoping that I'd be able to summon one of the other ones, but I am under Gozen match. But the attack barrier is nice too, I guess. He's only down to 500 attack. He actually does really well to recover here. Nothing too bad yet. He destroys that. I banish it. It's like it's just such a nothing interaction. But I don't want them. I want to have my effects on the field, so technically I will be tribute summoning. I'm fine, I feel like. But let's see what he's able to do. Activates, grabs. You know, the Knight. I did not know this was a once per turn. It sucks. It's a really good trap card, obviously. True power, like pure or full power True Draco, I think would still be good in today's meta. But so reduces the attack, but I'm like, all right, let me just shuffle you back and stuff. So I guess technically in a mirror match, it was a little more explosive. It had a little more options. Here's Zombies, and obviously it has a pretty decent matchup against Zombies simply because Eldlich itself is like there are Eldlich Zombies, and in case you didn't know, Everest is a zombie as well, which could end up being a factor in this duel, I think. So I didn't play this well, so I have nothing. Basically hoping that he has nothing as well. So he's got Baylor Jock on the field. And I'm off to a little bit of a bad start, but so he's gonna revive this Baylor Jock. But I have Monarch, so I'm probably gonna grab Stormforth, and reduce the level of one card in my hand, which I do Eidos, and I'll shuffle probably Zombie World back. And Golden Cursed Eldlin it's like a not once per turn, I guess you can say, but that's just stupid. Eldlich is pretty insane. I knew it was good, but I guess I didn't really truly understand it. And Monarch's Rep doesn't matter for any Eldlich cards, so no effect on the field. So that's where the real synergy comes in. And now I'm just like amassing a dumb amount of advantage. Hakera is going to banish a Baylor Jock, so it's not a problem anymore. I'm set up for next turn. Sanguine goes off. Sanguine's going to search. It's just like, it's crazy, man. Alright, Sanguine gets a search. He's going to banish both of my Eldliches and try to put Zombie War back on the field. Or maybe it destroys. Oh, they're just destroyed, so it literally doesn't matter. I don't know what this is, but I'm just going to shuffle it back and make sure I can go for game. So, which is cool because I think a lot of people love zombies, so I mean particularly. And the thing is, I don't think Eldlich is all that expensive. if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, except for Eldlich the Golden Boy, or whatever the heck it's called. That card is like $110, but it's coming out in the maximum gold. I don't know if that's confirmed, but everyone seems to think it is. So maybe it is, and I'm just crazy. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and probably activate Domain. That way I can actually activate the effect of the Prime. Shuffle those two back. Draw one. I wish you could do the draw one effect and then summon itself, but what are you going to do? Summon that third Eldlich to tribute summon, and you're like, what the heck's going on here? Well, I do have the Monarch's Erupt, so I'm going to tribute summon it, and then you can bring your Eldlich back anyways, so it doesn't really matter. He's going to try to do anything, and I'm just like, alright, Monarch's Erupt, can't go into the extra deck. Ripperoni and cheese, bro. And this is the last duel. It's one of those unique duels, and I think shows off kind of the capabilities of it to kind of fight through weird stuff. And this is definitely weird Necroface. And nothing, two things important. At least as long as you have access to like one Eldlich, you're fine. Well, let's see. I have a Solemn Judgment. I had it for a while. I don't have it in my deck anymore. I've interchanged it for more consistency. And I guess in this duel, I think Solemn Judgment does come into effect. But I go ahead and destroy this. I'm not even going to try to say it. But I got a Hekero. I got a Conquistador. I have a Monarch's Erupt. Although I don't think I have a Tribute Summon monster just yet. I don't think I Tribute Summon this. But go ahead and destroy this. Although I think it's unaffected by card effects. So like a dumb misplay by me. He gets over my Golden Boy. Sets that. So I feel okay. I mean, especially with the Monarch's Erupt. This is where Eidos did come in, but that's a really niche interaction. Maybe you guys will like it. I just didn't. I go ahead and banish it, even though I know the effect's not going to go off. I just don't want him to have access to it ever. So that goes to the face-up extra deck, which I don't think matters at all. I can grab a Sanguine, couple of Sanguines now. But with the Monarch's Erupt online, his plays become significantly more challenged. Goes into Phoenix, can't do that, but he does get this Eschatos out on the field. He banishes even more of my cards, so I'm almost running low on resources, but again, you have Eldlich, and Monarchs too don't take that much, and Eldlich is taking advantage of Monarch cards, so it's not like I'm completely shut off. And I top deck a Cursed Eldland, which I don't even think I need to use. Yeah, I set up another Conquistador. I know if I use the effect of Eldlich to summon to the field, I'll have the attack over it, which is more important. And I'm doing this at the sacrifice, obviously, of getting rid of the Monarch's Erupt. But I do have all this other form of interaction here. I have a Hekero and a Conquistador at this point. So as long as I can kind of stop that, I feel like I'm pretty good. So let's see what he does. Nothing too threatening on the field just yet, but again, he tries to go back to that graveyard. I'm going to say no. Necro's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and destroy that. I don't want him to be able to banish it, and now it's pretty good for me that all my stuff was shuffled back. I can kind of take advantage of that. There's the third Eldlich on the field. 2 Cursed Eldlands. That's a search. I can negate whatever I want after this turn, but he doesn't have any interaction for this turn. Set a Conquistador since all of those cards are now shuffled back into the deck, and I'm able to easily swing in for game. So that was Eldlich Monarch, Eldlich, whatever you want to call it. But I think the ceiling, like really the ultimate question should be, is this tier 1? No, it's not tier 1. But is it better than pure Monarchs? And to that, I will tell you right now, yes. Yes, it is. I don't know what that's worth. I guess that's up to you guys who are listening. Does it matter to you? It might. I mean, I could definitely see myself maybe chucking this thing around, especially if Eldlich gets reprinted in the maximum gold and it's not expensive and you can afford three copies of it like for $20. This is a fairly cheap deck. There's no extra deck, obviously, and you can keep your side deck pretty cheap as well. This could be a really great budget option for you guys. And Monarchs in general are budget for sure. Although Pantheism still drives me crazy how much it got marked up. Although I think it went back down a little bit. I'd love to see some reprints of... We don't know what's in Maximum Gold yet, so I'm excited to see what reprints are in there. Other than that, guys, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.